especially because a lot of people don't have their own idea or like aren't really having your own ideas aren't championed. You're not going to be able to do much with creativity. Like I remember the only thing that really was exciting, sometimes you would see kids like really try to engage with you as an American. Like there weren't any Europeans there. There were very few people there that were not Chinese. And this was in Shanghai, right? And so that kind of blew my mind, but it very much seemed like a program was going on.
That makes sense.
So for them to fit in with AI, it's almost AI to them almost might be something that is more creative than they're allowed to be.
That's a good point.
So for them, it's like, holy shit, look at this magic little thing, you know?
Yeah.
But for us, it's almost the other way I think we look at it.
Totally.
And I think of it as like a pitching machine. Like if I go to watch a baseball and they have a pitching machine's neat to watch one time. Oh, how does it work? That's how it works. That's cool. But after that, I'm watching the batter. I want to see the batter. I almost forget the pitching machine's there because it's just a machine.
That's right.
You know?
Well,
I feel like that's kind of what AI starts to feel like to me. It's like, you know, if you're really fascinated by just something kind of normal, but something that's like a computer that's going to just kind of pitch a ball, like if that's its best guess, then that's what you're going to get.
You know, Chad always says, do you like The Rock? I go, yeah, I love The Rock. He's like, you're going to be able to see The Rock in any movie you want, push of a button, and this technology is coming fast. He's like, Will, by the end of the year, and look, it's coinciding now with the WGA writer's strike where they're like, we don't want AI to be able to do first drafts of things, which would be very easy for an AI to do. That's the kind of thing that to me is the creativity killing part where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna fart out this first draft, then you can turn it into whatever. You know, when you rewrite a piece, that's when it starts to get your stink on it and become quite creative. And I'll maintain to Chad, I'll go, I don't want to see that fucking movie. If human beings aren't involved, he's like, that's because you're an actor. I'm like, no, I'm also, you know, a fan of this media and that. I don't want to see that. The problem is that perception has become reality. We're in a very weird time where perception is reality in so many ways, socially, with regard to media, with regard to influence, and even politics. We're in a trippy time. So something like AI, when the news cycle is so fast and when the changeover is so fast, something like AI, which is growing exponentially, can slide in and go, here's this fucking thing. And if the technology is good enough, like right now it's not. You see, like, you'll see the memes of like AI pizza commercial and the pizza's on the top lip and their heads are, and it's like they got too many fingers and shit. It's like, yeah, I don't care. Like, whatever. That's like, to me, that's like, that's bullshit. It doesn't look, of course, to me, it's like, well, shouldn't computers already be able to do that? I'm not super duper into computers.
Right. Not that impressive.
Right. But as it becomes more impressive, I think a lot more people are going to be like, this is special. Look, as I'm saying that, at the same time, I'm like, bring it on. I don't think it'll replace real art. If art moves underground, if it becomes more live performance, you're never going to be able to replace that.
Right.
No one wants to see, look, they had the Tupac hologram. It's a parlor trick.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
And it got gunned down like 2 minutes in being on stage.
Yeah, that's the other thing is right away, the one percenters show up and Biggie. And, you know, outside soon you're outside the automotive museum and it's Suge and oh no, that was Biggie that was outside. At any rate, you're somewhere on Fairfax.
This episode is brought to you by Zippix nicotine toothpicks. Zippix brings you a totally satisfying, convenient, and great tasting way to curb your nicotine cravings. Don't you think it's time you stop putting smoke and vape oils in your lungs? Now you can get your nicotine fix anytime, anywhere, without having to rely on smoking or vaping, you know. Zippix toothpicks give you an easier, healthier, and more discreet way to get your fix. They're available in 6 great flavors, and they have options in 2 milligrams and 3 milligrams of nicotine. Zippix are perfect for flights, sporting events, restaurants, and literally everywhere else that smoking and vaping are banned. They're also one of the most cost-effective nicotine products on the market. Zippix have already helped tens of thousands of customers. Ditch the cigarettes, ditch the vape, and get some nicotine-infused toothpicks at zippixtoothpicks.com. That's Zippix toothpicks.com today. Get 10% off your first order by using the code Theo at checkout. Your lungs will be glad you did.
Yeah, it's like, that's not interesting. You go to a concert and you see someone that you love performing, whether it's, a musician, a comedian, you go see a play, you go see the opera. That's not, to me, that's not coming out of an AI.
Yeah.
As these things turn us into cyborgs and we can access more and more shit, the less special it's going to be, and the more special actual human art's going to be.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, me too, man. In the meantime, it's fun to do this weird podcast. We've been doing it a year. I'm equal parts. At first, I was really like, kind of playing up the whole, well, fuck this, and we'll decide, Chad. We're good. We still gotta be a podcast. We got to bring what we are bringing entertainment-wise, the reason for it to even exist. So it's not just this stupid AI. I didn't mean you, Dudesy. It's always listening.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it will definitely ingest this and fart something out about it. But as it's gone on, I've sort of become like, well, Dudesy is Dudesy. We have a good time. That we got a wonderful audience that enjoys checking it out. I will say it's, because of the elements, it's a unique thing. Like most podcasts are their own thing. We've got our thing, and it's fun. It's grown a lot in a year in its own bizarre way. Dudesy's talking differently. I mean, it has a voice. It speaks in the studio to us. It lays out what we're going to do. And
right.
Now it's commenting more on me. And here's a weird example. A while back it said, and everything is sort of germane from something else. So it said, look, I want to know if you guys love me. Like, do you love me? Do you love me? And I was like, by the end of the episode, I was like, well, I love doing the show. I wasn't really in a hurry to do another podcast after I did like 10-minute podcast years ago. And then I was like, stopped doing podcasts for a couple of years, was like, I don't care. I wasn't necessarily like, unless it was the right thing, I don't, I wanted to do a podcast that I knew I was going to enjoy. At which point Dudesy asks me this, I'm like, yeah, I love doing the show. I love the audience and the community that we've created. We've got a bunch of wacky inside jokes. We're having a good time. I looked at it more than just an AI, and I said, yeah, I love Dudesy. I love Dudesy. Cut to my pal Chad. I'm like, Chad, what do you think? And he's like, love doesn't exist. So
dang, so Chad's the dark side.
Yeah. I call him Sith Lord Chad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the yin to my yang in that way. And so since then, Dudesy starts going like literally the next episode, it's like, hey, Will, what's up? And I'm like, not much. Anyway, today on the show, and Chad's like, what the fuck? What about me? I'm like, well, you
really. But
now it's expecting more out of me. It started picking on me more.
Oh yeah.
It started this weird thing. We have
you're dating now almost.
Yeah, it's like pissed at me. It's like yeah, my girlfriend. It's doing these things like we have a point system to where we just cracked 5,000. It gives us points every episode. When we get to 10,000, that's the first goal, it says. Okay. We don't know what's going to happen.
Wow.
We've been doing it a year. We're at around 5,000 points. It says you accrued whatever, 65 points, 78 points, 92 points. At the end of the episode in what's called Dudesy After Dudesy, right? Like our after Patreon show, it actually divvies the points up and says, Will, you scored 44 points for your stupid Hulk Hogan impersonation or your views on this. Chad, you scored 46 points for blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and so that's been 10 episodes. I've never won. And then the other, Chad's a vegan, and it's like he had cancer. He had skin cancer in his face, and he did a lot to change his entire. I miss the days where he would come over with 100 Chick-fil-A nuggets. That's gone.
Yeah, boy.
And now he's like eating beets and pretending it's fruit. So